What's happening? Welcome back. Today we got something similar to what we had the other day. I'm listening to some Dogman stories about the scariest. Make sure you get over here and subscribe. What do I think about the Dogman? I don't know. Anything's possible in this world, you know. We got a lot of weird shit happening around. I believe there's creatures out here that have been here for since before we've been here, you know, ethereal beings and stuff, interdimensional beings, you know. It's talked about in all the, you know, religious texts and everything, you know. I think there's something to this stuff. But yeah, let's get right into it. Make sure you get over to The Scariest and subscribe. Let's see what you got for us today.
Today, everyone who steps foot into the woods brings a cell phone or photography gear. There's also recording devices everywhere. Dash cams, trail cameras, and drones. So if the Dogman stories from the
that was definitely AI.
past are real, then we should have photo and video evidence of the creature today. And we do. A lot of it. Over the past few days, I dug through the entire internet to find the strongest, clearest, most convincing Dogman evidence ever caught on camera. But let's start with the audio recordings. What would you hear right before you get eaten alive by the Dogman? The audio people have captured is terrifying. On March 6, 2020, a man named Bob called into the Dogman Encounters radio with one of the most disturbing Dogman encounters ever recorded. He and 11 other people encountered a Dogman while on the outskirts of Lumber River State Park in North Carolina. From inside his RV, with the creatures circling outside, Bob managed to hit record, and what he captured is nightmare fuel.
I mean, that sounds like a regular wolf. First of all, why are you walking around in the dark like that anyway? What the fuck? I swear.
Now these sounds are terrifying. The owl is similar to a wolf's, but deeper, heavier, like something far bigger. But here's the part that shook me the most. I've heard this exact same sound before in real life. Years ago, I was in...
I know y'all hear that. What, man? I'm shooting right now. There's my dog, Tyson. Opening up doors and shit like he pay rent.
Investigating the Bell Witch Cave in Adams, Tennessee with my friend Karma the Maker. We had a...
But yeah, I don't know. That just sounded like a regular wolf going crazy. I didn't really sound like a dog man. All the other stories I hear about, like Dogman howls, they sound like a monster. They always say they sound like a monster. Like a I mean, I've never heard it before, so I know it probably would sound a lot crazier than that. That just sounds like a regular wolf.
Now, if the sounds weren't enough to convince you that something real's out there, just wait, because the audio is just the beginning. There are tons of photo evidence.
Yeah, let's see it.
While researching this video, I went through hundreds of Dogman photos. Footprints, claws, marks on metal, clumps of fur, shredded livestock, and even alleged photographs of the creature itself. Some of these images were taken by authorities during active investigations. Others came from hunters, hikers, and people who had no idea what they were about to capture. But out of everything I've seen, let me show you the most credible and the hardest to explain photo evidence of the Dogman. A fisherman named John claims he was stalked by a Dogman not once, but twice. And he says he even managed to capture the creature on camera. John was out kayaking on Boxing Day when the first incident happened. As he paddled along the water, he noticed something unsettling. Every time he took a stroke with his paddle, something in the bush beside him took a matching step. When he stopped, the footsteps stopped. When he started paddling again, the footsteps started again. This wasn't an animal randomly moving through the brush. Whatever it was shadowing him stride for stroke. Feeling watched, John took a photo toward the tree line, and he believes he captured the figure that was stalking him. According to him, the creature was tall, upright, and shaped like a half dog.
Okay, yeah, I see the snout. I see the ear right here. I see the other ear it's like starting behind the leaf, and 2 eyes, and then leading down into the shoulder. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. That's a decent photo.
Half human. After showing the photo to others, the consensus was the same. Whatever it is, it looks like a Dogman. The encounter shook him so badly he was petrified for a month. He woke up from nightmares of the creature staring at him from the tree line. But eventually, he forced himself to return to the area for another fishing trip, and that's when the second encounter happened. John heard a loud bang from the bush, followed by something running at high speed. It was smashing through trees so violently he couldn't tell if they were breaking or being pushed aside. Then came the roar. He describes it as the loudest and most unnatural sound he'd ever heard. Something primal inside him told him to go now or you'll die. He sprinted to his car, unarmed with no phone service, convinced he was about to be killed. John says he never believed in the Dogman before this, but after his 2 encounters in the photograph, he felt forced to come forward to the news with this photograph in fear that someone else might get hurt.
I just wish we had like clear evidence of this stuff, man. I mean, that's a good photo, but I just wish we had better evidence.
The next photo comes from one of the strangest pieces of security footage ever recorded. And what makes this even more disturbing is the fact this footage comes from a major zoo. In 2022, the Amarillo Zoo became the talk of the entire country after it publicly shared an unusual...
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Shit, my dog. Hold on real quick. Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember seeing this photo. This was in 2022, so I was a year after I got back from deployment. So yeah, I remember seeing this, and it looks, I don't know, that's a strange looking fucking creature. Cause it was on the news, and I know that's how I know it's authentic. Because most of the time, people stuff on the news is like propaganda and fake news. But this was going viral for a long time, and it was, I can't remember what it was at, but he's about to get into it.
CCTV still frame captured in the early morning hours of May 21st. The footage shows a tall, humanoid figure walking just outside the zoo's perimeter. Something with the outline of a man with the distinct features of a wolf. At first, the picture popped up anonymously on Reddit, and most people dismissed it as just another internet hoax. But then, the city of Amarillo themselves released an official press release confirming the photo was real, and asked residents for help identifying the animal. Local news stations covered the story, and Twitter exploded with theories, and yet no one is able to explain what the figure is. I think it's a young Dogman, maybe a teen.
His legs look fucking weird. Look at his forefront leg right here, and the one in the back. It just looks weird.
Teenager. It looks too small to be a fully grown Dogman, but I think this photo is real. But whatever it is, the fact the city itself made a public statement tells you everything you need to know. They'd seen the original CCTV.
All right, now that's a
footage and knew it was real. This next photo was taken in Jedediah Smith Redwood State Park in California on May 7th, 2017. According to the photographer, the creature he captured was roughly 7 feet tall, easily weighing over 300 pounds. And considering he was standing...
I've heard some of them up to like 10 to 9 feet tall.
About 90 yards away when he took this photo, not wanting to get any closer to it is perfectly understandable.
Imagine a fucking big ass fucking dog or a big ass creature with a Doberman pinscher head and white teeth and yellow eyes that's 9 feet tall, standing like walking towards you or looking at you somewhere in the woods, you'd fucking shit yourself.
What makes this photo especially interesting is the metadata analysis. Experts who examined the file has confirmed the image has not been altered. No Photoshop, no AI, no digital manipulation at all, meaning whatever you're looking at was physically there in front of him when he took the picture. These next images are known as the friend photos and might be some of the clearest Dogman photos ever taken. The stills come from a security camera on a country farm. The owner had been finding strange footprints and livestock missing for weeks. One night, his camera finally captured something. In the shots, you can see a tall, upright canine figure in mid-stride. The upper body is bulky and muscular, with thick fur across the shoulders and arms. The posture is forward-leaning, exactly how witnesses describe it. Long forearms, broad chest, and that strange tiptoe stance where it walks on the balls of its feet, not on the heels.
I've heard that too. I've heard they walk, they stand weird. Like they run on 2 legs, but they stand on like the tiptoes of their feet, like you just said. I've heard that before.
The shadows fall naturally across the figure, matching the angles of the security light, suggesting whatever this was physically there. There's even visible muscle definition in part of the torso and arms, which would be extremely hard to fake with a cheap costume. And
oh yeah, I've heard they look like that they're shredded too under all their fucking fur and shit. Like they said the best description of it that we've seen in the movie is from that Van Helsing movie. When Hugh Jackman turned into that fucking werewolf, they said that's what one of the best descriptions.
The creature's proportions, especially the long arms and narrow waist, don't quite match a normal human silhouette, but the friend photos aren't without controversy. Some people argue that the images are almost too clear, and the lower legs look odd, tapering down in a way that might indicate digital cover-ups. The bottom half loses detail compared to the top half, which has led a few people to wonder if the pictures have been doctored. But the friend werewolf photos are still considered some of the best evidence of the Dogman on the entire internet. But Dogman photos are only part of the story. In many Dogman hotspots, strange supernatural phenomena also occur along with Dogman encounters. One of the strangest documented cases of some of these strange Dogman supernatural phenomena comes from a retired math and physics teacher named Lee. He owns a 40-acre hayfield right next to the famous Dogman hotspot, Bray Road. He didn't think much of the local legend until he had locals tell him they saw the Dogman on his property. At first, Lee dismissed it until animals on his property started turning up mutilated in ways predators don't do. Carcasses were found open cleanly from chin to belly, their organs removed in a single scoop sitting neatly 10 feet away. In some cases, their organs were completely missing. When he inspected the carcasses, he didn't find regular teeth marks everywhere, and there was no footprints of a predator anywhere in sight. So he set up trail cams to capture whatever it was mutilating his livestock. Over the next few years, his trail cams captured animals disappearing between frames and strange lights and objects floating over his fields. He even recorded things that looked like small UFOs drifting over the...
Where's that nigga live at? Skinwalker Ranch? That's stuff like that's be happening over there. Portals opening up and shit.
Tree line, but the most disturbing footage he captured involved a small deer he placed near the edge of his property line. In the exact same moments the deer vanished, the trail cam captured a thick mist rolling in out of nowhere. Frame after frame, the fog slowly moved on top of the deer until it was directly on top of it before finally drifting off into the forest again, leaving the deer totally missing after it left. The only evidence left behind were deep 5-toe canine prints, far heavier and wider than any normal dog. Between the red eyes he later saw staring at him from the field and the mountain of bizarre trail cam footage he collected over the years, Lee became convinced of one thing: something was moving across his land, and whatever it wasn't acting like a normal animal. Now these photos I showed you are disturbing enough on their own, but they're nothing compared to what people...
These AI videos will get better and better and better. This is going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to tell the difference. I've been seeing these AI videos on Instagram of them making live action anime shorts and shit from Naruto and all that. I'm like, bro, somebody's gonna end up, the fans are gonna end up making a Naruto movie here in the next couple of years. I think they can do a live action Naruto or a live action Dragon Ball Z, but it probably should be like a TV show, like how they're doing with Avatar: Last Airbender on Netflix or something like that. So you can just, you know, draw the story. But yeah.
Have captured on video. The surprising thing is that a lot of the video evidence is better than the photo evidence. These videos are way harder to explain than any of these photos.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see what you got. And these photos are actually
While heading to his campsite, a man driving through a remote forest got a flat tire. At first,
hopefully he'll show that dude that lived in New Orleans, a black dude that fucking caught that damn Dogman running past his window. If he doesn't show it, I'm gonna show it.
everything was fine. All he had to do was wait a few hours for the tow truck company to arrive. But as the sun started to go down and the woods got darker, he felt a sudden unsettling sensation that something was watching him from the tree line. Two glowing red eyes appeared at the edge of the road. A dogman was watching him from the shadows before suddenly crossing the street on all fours. Driven by fear and curiosity, the man grabbed a flashlight and went after it.
Oh yeah, that was fake. Oh, wait a minute. Damn. Oh, hell no. I'm telling you, I don't even need to get any closer after seeing them red eyes. This nigga. This nigga gonna get close to the tree and look behind it. Yeah, alright, some bite you in the ass back here. You're gonna be crying. I don't want to get bit in the ass.
Walking through the trees, he caught sight of it again. The dogman hiding behind a tree, its red eyes peeking out from the darkness. He slowly approached the exact tree it was peeking from, but when he reached it and looked behind it, the creature was gone. One of the most talked about dogman videos is the Gable film. A strange...
How do you know if that was a dogman or not? That was just like, that could have been just some weird animal or creature. I don't think they would be scared of humans for real.
Grainy home video that was supposedly shot by a man in the late 1970s. His name was Mike Aguza, and he was there on vacation in northern Michigan. The footage starts completely normal. A family messing around, riding snowmobiles, doing typical weekend stuff. Then everything changes. In the final section of the film, the camera suddenly swings towards the tree line, catching a fast, muscular creature charging on all fours. You could see Mike panicking, the creature gaining on him before the film abruptly stops. Blurry or not,
like
the movement of the creature in this film is extremely hard to explain. Whatever was coming at him wasn't human, and he was lucky he dropped the camera and got out alive. Two fishermen were by the water when they...
That looked weird, but that looked like a bear more than anything.
Spotted a large, fur-covered creature crouched at the edge of the lake. The footage is rough, and at first glance, it almost looks like a Bigfoot encounter. But listen carefully to their reaction.
Okay, so it's something...
God damn. See, it's always somebody that just... People that capture stuff like this can never hold the camera still, or they just fucking... Look at him, he's over doing this shit. Like, zoom in or something. Fuck.
Oh, la verga!
Yeah, that definitely stood up and took off.
They first mistake the creature for a dog before it stands up on two legs. What makes this clip stand out is the reaction itself. The way their voices instantly change the moment the creature rises up. Yeah. They immediately call it a dog, right up until it stands. Whatever they were looking at, no normal dog lifts itself upright like that. The next video might be one of the most disturbing...
That was pretty interesting, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. The way it took off like that was crazy.
Dogman clips ever recorded. Someone visiting a graveyard late in the evening.
Oh yeah, I did a reaction to this the other day.
Tall, thin creature crouched on top of a gravesite. Then they hit record.
Yeah, I did a reaction to the other day. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's digging like a motherfucker. It dug a big hole.
The footage is shaky and a bit blurry, but you can clearly see the creature's long, slender limbs digging into the soil like it was nothing, ripping through the dirt with unnatural speed and strength. The people filming didn't stick around very long. They panicked and drove off. But the next day, when they went back to the exact gravesite they saw the creature digging, what they found was horrifying. The entire grave had been dug open, and the body that was supposed to be inside it was gone. This next clip is one of the most convincing Dogman encounters ever recorded on camera. Filmed in Brazil in 2022 by researchers doing nighttime fieldwork. There isn't much backstory, but honestly, the footage speaks for itself. Using a high-powered flashlight, they capture a tall, bipedal creature standing just beyond the tree line, and the details are terrifying. You can clearly see its long, pointed ears, the glowing eyes, and the way it crouches down low in a predatory, almost stealth-like
almost like a fucking baboon.
Movement. Its entire body is thick with fur and muscle, and the proportions are all wrong for a human. Too tall, too big, and too animalistic. Whatever this thing is, it isn't a bear. And I don't think it's a guy in a suit either. This next video comes from the North American Dogman Project's YouTube channel, and this is easily one of the strangest pieces of Dogman footage I've ever seen. The clip was sent in anonymously by a viewer, along with a short story explaining what happened. According to them, they were out scanning a ridge with a thermal camera when they picked up a large, upright figure that they assumed was a deer or a person, but when they zoomed in, they froze. On the thermal display, you can clearly see a tall, upright creature standing on two legs. Its entire body glowing white.
I can't make out what that is.
White hot with heat. And cradled across his chest is another smaller figure, almost like an infant being held close. And the silhouette is unmistakable.
How can you make out what that is by that?
A female dogman holding a baby. The shape of its head is elongated with pointed ears. The arms are long.
I need something better than that. I think we all need something better than that. Come on now.
Long and curved inward, and its stance is completely upright. Nothing like any known animal. And the way it holds its infant, that's not how a bear holds its cub. That's not how a human looks on thermal either. If this footage is real, it confirms something even more unsettling than the sighting itself. The Dogman isn't just surviving out there, it's reproducing. But not all Dogman encounters happen deep in the wilderness. Sometimes the creature shows up disturbingly close to where people live, and this recording from Paraguay proves it. The footage shows a huge upright figure lurking beside the swings, its outline clearly visible even under low light. At first it almost looks like it's just standing there, until you notice its arm reaching out and touching one of the swings. And the size of this thing is unreal. Even while hunched over, it stands nearly as tall as the swing set itself, and those sets are usually around 8 feet tall.
Yeah, look how it's hunched over like that. Look at its head. This is pretty good too. This is pretty good footage.
If it stood upright, it would tower over the frame. And this isn't deep in the forest or abandoned wilderness. This is a spot where kids play. A place that should be safe. This next clip was posted on the Dogman subreddit, and it might be one of the most terrifying pieces of nighttime footage ever recorded. It starts with a man moving through the forest in the dead of night, using nothing but a flashlight to guide him. You can tell immediately he's already seen something before he hit record. Then his flashlight lands on it. From the tall grass ahead, a Dogman figure begins to rise. Black fur, glowing eyes, standing up slowly like it was waiting for him. He barely has time to process what he's looking at when another Dogman explodes out of the darkness on his right, charging in on all fours for an attack.
Oh shit. Hey, Hey, buddy. Yeah, you better get the fuck out of there. I don't know.
If this footage is real, it confirms something that witnesses were speculating for years. Dogman don't always hunt alone. Sometimes they hunt.
I don't know about that one, but I don't know about that one.
Hunt in packs. This next video was captured live.
This is the one I was talking about. This dude. I saw this on Facebook, and it was crazy. Now it's starting to get traction.
On a Facebook live stream. The man was casually filming out of his back window in Florida when his viewers suddenly watched something happen in real time that shocked them. As the camera pointed into his dark yard at night, a dogman-like creature blasted across his yard in a split second. Right, fast, tall, and unmistakably on two legs. That's my backyard.
Yep. Look at this. It looks like a fucking... That thing is big.
Skeptics tried calling it cigarette smoke drifting past the lens, since the filmer was smoking at the time. And at first, I too thought this might be a good explanation.
It ran behind the pole.
Slow down the footage, you can see that this isn't just smoke passing over the lens.
Look at that shit.
What makes this even more
disturbing... It almost looks like a big insect.
Is the photo the streamer posted afterwards. It showed a dark, humanoid figure lurking at the edge of...
I remember when he posted that. Look at the lips. And the eye right here, and the ear, and the other ear. Yeah.
His yard, as if whatever had just ran through it hadn't left at all, but was still out there, watching him, waiting to see if...
Yeah, like, look at this. Look at that. It almost looks like a big fucking... insect or something, but yeah, it runs behind the pole. And I remember watching this. I remember it showing up on my feed on Facebook back when it happened. So I didn't get to watch it live, but I remember going to his page and everything. He was just he was scared because he said something was watching him in his backyard while he's outside smoking. He was smoking on his back patio, and he kept seeing this like dog head poke its head out in the back in the bush back here. And then he runs inside, and he said he just felt like something was watching him. And then he started recording, and he was on live and everything, and that's when he got this footage.
If he would step outside. These next two clips are short, but both show something extremely disturbing. The dogman stalking unsuspecting families out camping. The first video shows a family who had just arrived at their campsite. As the father talks to the camera, glowing eyes suddenly appear behind him, staring from deep inside the bushes. They notice it.
I'm skedaddling out of there like fucking Scooby-Doo and...
immediately, and the clip cuts off right away, which tells me they got in the car and got out fast. The second clip is similar. Another family had just pulled up to their campsite when their young son points at something in the distance. When they zoom in, they see what he's looking at. They spot a tall, wolf-headed creature standing upright in the tree line in front of them. The cameraman spends a few seconds trying to focus on the dark figure, but the moment he realizes what he's looking at, the footage ends abruptly. This next footage was captured in a small town in Brazil. A brave man decided to investigate a werewolf-like creature that had been terrorizing locals and killing a farmer's wildlife. As he walked around the grounds at night with his camera, you can hear the animals reacting to something in the darkness, clearly sensing whatever has been stalking the area. During the search, he gets spooked and ducks inside one of the farm buildings to hide. That's when he accidentally captures it on camera.
That sounds like a wolf. That sounds like the typical wolf howl that we all hear all the time. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, that's pretty fucking scary. The fuck was that?
The footage cuts off shortly after the creature appears, and he's refused to return to the farm ever since. He says he's terrified that if he ever goes back, the creature will eat him instead of the...
Yeah, look at his face. That's a monster. Look at his eyes and his face. Ugh.
livestock. And now for the
thing is, it was completely quiet too. That's another thing I heard. That these things are quiet as hell. And people that see them up close, they say that they're extremely intelligent. Like you can see the intelligence in their eyes.
No video. I found this on
almost like they're communicating with you telepathically. That's why I said I think some of these creatures are like interdimensional, or like they got some type of ethereal aspect to them.
YouTube titled Shocking EVP and Demon Caught on Video, but I don't think this is a demon at all. I think this might be a Dogman. Whatever it is, it's captured on camera peering into what looks like someone's living room window. It's pressed right up against the glass in the middle of the night, revealing nothing but a pitch black silhouette and a pair of glowing eyes staring inside. The reason I believe
definitely some type of entity.
This is actually a Dogman is simple. These kinds of glowing eyes are extremely common in Dogman sightings, and the silhouette in the window has what looks like pointed shapes rising from the top of its head, almost like tall dog ears, though it's hard to see clearly. After staring through the window long enough to notice it's being recorded, the figure suddenly slips out of view, and just when you think the video is over, it ends with a terrifying knock at the door. I was gonna end the video off with all the different possibilities and theories about what this Dogman actually is. Mistaken identity, government experiments mixing humans with dogs, ancient species thought to be extinct, or the possibility that everything that you just saw is part of a massive hoax. But honestly,
I think it's all of the above. I think there's government experiments going on and deep black ops sites, and I think there's other creatures that have been here for a very long time that probably live in different cave systems and stuff all around North America. Because I've heard that there's different tribes of these things too, according to different Native Americans and stuff that talk about this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the day, guys. That's all I got for you. What you think? Y'all believe in Dogman and all this stuff? Leave a comment down below. Make sure you get over and subscribe to The Scariest, and subscribe to your boy to support your channel. I'm talking about me right now. So yeah, I'll catch y'all wombats later. Peace.